opas and aunties and uncles and the youngsters who all love music. Maybe they can feel the passion, because I never thought my music is for colors, it's for whites.
It's just music.
It's just to have a happy balance.
Yeah.
I'm Jason Goliath,
And I'm Nicholas Goliath.
and this is a new podcast called The Happiness Economy, where we try and unpack, figure out, investigate, interrogate, I think holistically understand what is happiness even.
What is it to you? What is it to me? Is it different? Is it the same? What do you do to chase your happiness? Just chase it. We want to chat to people who we believe have found their happiness or are on the way to finding their happiness and find out what it is that makes them happy.
So, if you're happy, we're happy. The Happiness Economy with Nicholas and Jason Goliath. Tell her what you must.
Firstly, was music always a thing for you? Like even before 79, when you actually started, was it something that brought you joy in life? Because your music, I'm sure you were aware how much joy it's brought to households, to every 21st, every 50th, 40th.
And where I was saying that sentence of your music sits in a very unique category where your songs play, every generation in that house gets happy. So my father, myself, my son, everybody stops, relates. Nicholas said earlier, is a colored 21st or wedding, even a colored 21st or wedding, if we don't hear Dr. Victor's songs. I mean, most of us can't afford you in real life, but your songs are there.
But I think when I was little, I always used to fiddle around on the guitar, and my mom was the one who picked up this boy's got something, and then it's time to go to school. I'm saying as little as 6 maybe. The only thing for some time when I was about 10 or 12, I actually thought it was a curse. You sleep and you just think about your uncle's guitar and a wardrobe. Because my uncle used to drink a lot, and he didn't live with us. He would come past my mom's house and get drunk, and then mom said, "You fat like guitar, lost like guitar."
Because he's going to go sell the guitar.
He's too stuck in.
We know those uncles.
He's too stuck in, and he would leave it on, and I would just walk past, and I'm short, and I'm just looking at the wardrobe. and back in the day, we had those communal taps.
Yeah.
And my mother said, take the wheelbarrow and go and fetch water. When you come back, and my reward was to play on the guitar for half an hour. I didn't know what I was doing. My hands were too small, and I would just be happy. And the next day or two days later, and take the wheelbarrow and go and fetch, one of those plastic drums. Come back, and put the wheelbarrow down, and mom said, okay, you must do your schoolwork or eat something.
Then you can.
And she takes the guitar down, and I would play the guitar. And it went on like, so back to your answer, it was always the music was just in my blood, It's just, I can't, when I get up when I go to bed, I think about music. It's actually a curse. When I go to bed, I think about music. When I get up in the morning, first thoughts are music. And then I think, wait, I'm doing something wrong. Let me pray to God and thank Him. How you're aware, and thank Him for a new day. You're breathing and you're healthy. Next year I'm 60. April I'm 60, and me and my wife we're the same age. She's from Newlands East, and the thing is just you don't realize we 40 odd years just went so quick.
Yeah.
And I met it's been a beautiful journey, and I love music. And like back to your point also, like you said, the opas and aunties and uncles and the youngsters who all love music. Maybe they can feel the passion, because I never thought my music is for colors, it's for whites. It's just music. It's just to have a happy balance.
Yeah.
Where I feel this song that's coming out, the new song that we're working on it up.
Yourself and Donay, right?
Myself and Donay.
Legend.
I was listening to something, but I must say, for the first time, it's bordering on Afro beats and Amapiano.
Yeah.
So this old man's going to come out with Amapiano song,
I can't wait.
There's you can
I'm
never
gonna send
stop
it to you.
learning.
Please.
I'm going to send to you
No,
guys.
I can't.
And that's the thing is you never stop learning. You never take it or miss an opportunity to take advantage and show up and show people your work.
Absolutely. I was so excited to come here, and I was in the studio until 4 a.m. this morning. changing things on the song, changing things. So, and then my wife says, she just wildly opened the curtains. But then it's 11 o'clock. So I said, so what's, I know it's late, but it's a wet day. It's raining. And I said, today is the interview. So my son is also helping us with the bookings. I said, it's the interview. He said, Daddy, you gotta go to Newtown. I said, yeah, there's enough time. So about 22 hours around in this area, I went into this parking. The guy said, hey, Baba, where you going? I said, I'm going to this studio. He said, no. Just around the ShopRite and everything.
Yeah.
It looked like the Armageddon area. Armageddon area. These were my areas.
These are your stomping grounds, yeah.
Way back, yeah, of course, my stomping grounds for many years. And then I go around and I see this beautiful mall, and I said, there's parking. I said, wow, we're back in business.
Come on.
Yeah. And then I found the DJ Keys and KT and stuff, you know. And I said, well, and here I am. And like one of the things you dwelled on earlier is like, I always believed to stay relevant.
Now let's talk about, I feel like the reason you were able to stay as relevant, because I think that relevancy is a pressure on, the real pressure on most artists. But I think one of the reasons you were able to stay relevant is because you've continued to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And have always, whenever I watch you and your team, so, for those of you that don't know, if you've ever been to a Dr. Victor gig, the thing you see is the last part. There is no band with a technical setup as big as Dr. Victor. There is no band that is as pedantic as Dr. Victor, and I still call them Dr. Victor and the Rasta Rebels. Absolutely. Because that truck comes in fact...
Oh, you know about that?
If you no. In fact, I can even be brave and say, if you invite Dr. Victor and you have an inferior quality PA setup, Dr. Victor's guys are going to bring things and add to your setup because they want the experience. And so I've watched you, and I've been working with you. We've done some gigs together. I've introduced you on stage many times, and it's always this fascination for me where you still show up like you need it. And I think that's what Nick was saying earlier. Is after 42 years, you'd assume that somebody takes it for granted, that you get that attitude that, they're lucky I'm coming. Yeah. And I've never got that from you. It doesn't matter the size of the occasion. And the reason I say that, it doesn't matter if it's a small little gig in a small bar, a standard Catsies on a Thursday night, or if it's one of the hugest corporate functions in the country where the pressure is really on and there's literally presidents and excos in the room, that energy is the same all the time. Is that because, and the reason we wanted you on this, the happiness economy, was because your energy has always been consistent. From when we were nobodies and had been introduced to you the first time until today, you always treated us with love. With Godfrey. And were always warm with us. So from the Godfrey days at Oh My Gosh, where we used to do Goliath and Dr. Victor, or rather Dr. Victor and Goliath, where we kind of try to bring the comedy and the music together. Yes. So that happiness in terms of, and I think you touched on it, in terms of waking up in the morning and first being grateful. Yeah. First, just being, finding your space of gratitude, thanking God, your universe, whatever it is, for what you have, what you've already achieved, before you allow the stress of what you don't have yet to sink in. I know that you know that that's not normal. Yeah. Like you work and live with people who struggle to find that gratitude and who make money the priority, and therefore they struggle to get the money. Absolutely. So is that the truth? Is what I'm seeing the truth in terms of the pride, in terms of the happiness, and in terms of the joy you still get from seeing people's reactions to your art?
It does. People ask me, Indian couple asking me, said, "Hey, Dr. Victor, don't you get tired of singing Hope Joanna?" And I said, "No, man. That song came at a time in my life, when we just had our first child, Chauvin, and it was still not Kimby's. Yeah. It was fabric. Yes. Fabric.
Yes.
And you have four. You go to checkers. My wife bought 4. Yeah. And when they dirty, you must wash them. And a big pin. Yeah. What you call it? And anyway, so those were the days, and I was living in Hillbrow in Smith and Claim Street, and other guys around the corner. Those were tough days. And when I had my first summer award, I didn't have a car, but it didn't never bothered me. And this one guy said, "Yeah, you're a weak guy. Rebecca has a car and you don't have a car." I said, everything happens in time,
Yeah.
And for me, back to your point, I still get as excited in to see people happy. And I play at the Catsies. A lot of my friends, they said, "No, we only play festivals now. They only do corporates in festivals."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I still, whatever comes, when that phone rings, is a little party for 150 people. We take the gig because it all adds up. We take the gig and we go out, and like you said, we go with that truck or that old bakkie full
Yeah,
of things.
yeah.
And I remember Alistair Isabel booked us in Cape Town, and he had a whole shebang, Cape Town artists. It was Emo. He took Emo. He took himself was Noor Abrams, and some of his Cape Town artists. We all went, and we flew up from Joburg. And then they met us at the airport. They said, "My bros, nodig."
All the
Anyway,
equipment.
so all that stuff, 3 guitars and flight cases and things. I said, "Babe, just leave out things. I'll pay for it." He said, "No, I don't have a budget for that. You got to sort it out for the excess."
Yeah, yeah.
And when we got there, they only had 2 combis for the artists.
Yeah.
And I said, "Guys, you got to have a trailer for us."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how we roll, man. It's these things, because this bottle of water on the table here, if you take that water, it's not a lot, but if you put it in a casing,
Yeah.
then it becomes bigger. If you take a guitar and you just have a guitar,
Yeah.
it's not actually as big. But if
But
you
the
take
case.
3 guitars, it's called flight cases.
Yeah.
And now over the past 4 years, we bought moving heads and moving lights and motor bolts, and I told the guys, we've been at Catsies long now. What can we do to make it exciting?
Yeah.
And I got a little bit of royalties, and we sold some stuff during COVID. And my wife said, "Oh, we must do the tiles and the ceiling." I said, "Oh, no. We're not doing none of it." So I went and bought lights for $500,000,
performance,
Yeah.
And the guy at Catsies said, "Wow, what are we going to do with the other bands? They're looking so dull now." I said, "Well, maybe it's not my problem now. But I thought this is the next step. If you don't have these lights, you guys have these beautiful couches. We're not just sitting here in the kitchen and having an interview. This set looks professional. You got to go that extra mile, always think, what can I do to make it interesting for my viewers?" And that's why we're artists. You don't go... I came here today because I was getting dressed, putting another jacket on. I said, don't do it over the top.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is a balance with my hat.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
people say it's me.
Still on brand, are we?
You
Are we?
know what I mean. And you gotta take your art serious. And for the up and coming artists out there listening, you gotta take it serious. I mean, you can't go in your builder's warehouse, Pringle shirt, in your boots, and just go and do a gig. You can't.
No.
You can't do that. You gotta take it serious.
So, is investing in yourself consistently through your career, do you think that's one of the keys to not only being relevant, but continuing to enjoy it yourself because of that level of pride you take in it?
Yeah, of course. I will demo a $500 song. I'll demo it until I think it's ready to be playlisted. It's worthy to be played next to Drake, or be played next to Phil Collins, or to Earth, Wind and Fire, next to OJ's. Otherwise,
What's the
you're
point?
not going to be around. Because out there, the DJs Boo, DJ Fresh,
Yeah.
and whoever, they'll always compare to Beyonce.
For sure.
Secretly.
Yeah.
And they say, man, these guys coming with another long arm thing now. And they won't play it.
Yeah.
And you will wonder, you'll toy to the union buildings. They don't want to play my songs. But the reason why they don't play your songs, because it sucks in quality. It
You didn't
lacks
put the work.
quality.
Yeah.
You got to take, I told the guys, I said, guys, I have this thing in my band where I tell the guys, I said, guys, for every 1,000 rand that you make, you must spend 10%. You must put 10% back in your craft. And what I mean by that It can be batteries
Yeah.
for your mic, batteries for your wireless guitar, or cologne, a shampoo for your hair, or a plectrum, or when you need to go to the other guys, hey, man, you need a Panado, Danny. I said, guys, you are sick. You're past Panados now. You need penicillin, you need an injection, you need. I said, that's a 10%. But it rise precise.
100%.
You know, if you make 10 grand, you got to take a
Grand.
1,000.
rand.
Yeah.
If you make 50 grand,
five.
and so I said, actually, for me, it's even more, because I'm running the band.
For sure.
My wife said, oh, this guy should go to instrument rehab because he just buys things and buys things. I said, you know what? Then we have argued. I said, those tiles of yours, they don't make a profit.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
My strings.
No.
I said, oh, he's going to the ENT again. He just has a little fluid and he runs. I said, today is an important recording. I can't come and sound nasal here.
100%.
There's a tone that defines me. There's the Dr. Victor tone. I said, you can't run to the record company. They don't know what it's about.
100%.
You got to know. You have a certain look. And I said, oh, those are the Goliath guys. And when I see you, I said, he's going to... Hy slaat hy Ellen Boesak hem van hom. You know? Ed Mandela.
Yo, I'm never going to live that down.
That Mandela shirt, but when it comes out, where it's a Miss SA, but when you gotta present, man, you gotta look, you gotta invest in yourself, otherwise you're not gonna be around.
Because,
2 years.
and is it true that nobody's going to invest in you?
Of
so
course.
nobody's
Yes.
going to worry about how you look. Nobody's going to worry about is your fade in. Nobody's going to worry about are you showing up on brand.
Of course.
Nobody's going to make those decisions for you. And if they do, it'll be short lived.
Of course, brother. Because there comes a time, a lot of the new guys now, yes, you win idols, and they punt it, it's Garrett and Somise, and I make a whole fuss about, then you win idols. And then what after that,
You're on
they
your
strip all, because I'm sitting in this chair now, there's 4 or 5 cameras out there, it's HD, it's 4K, it's all happening. But when I walk out that door, what's my extension of this room?
Yes.
That's
Ooh.
where you come in yourself.
Ooh, I like that.
The truth is, when then Randall he says, no, it's not for me. He's always sour.
Yeah.
That slash what's it, UK guy.
Yeah.
Similar part. Are you ready for stardom? Are you ready to win this? You're gonna be a superstar. It's fine. Then you win it, and as you win it on that same night, they announce the next idols.
Immediately.
So
So we're on to the next one.
So, but you are still relevant out there. But you gotta, I think it's 1 million or something.
Yeah.
You gotta take. Then a lot of guys are going to say, oh, I've always wanted that new ML or that Lexus.
Yeah.
Boom, you buy that Lexus in a
Million
small
one.
apartment. There's not even enough money for us. And then your money is finished. Because 1 million sounds like a lot.
And it's not.
It's not.
And the phone stops ringing very quickly. 3
Brother,
months after Idols, all of a
because-
sudden.
Because now it's not even this new chick now. What's Tyler? She's
Yeah.
all
Oh, yeah.
happening.
So
There's
Jimmy
too much
Fallon.
happening. But you can still happening. You're swimming with sharks. The ocean is big. You check yourself. If you just do A and B and C and say, wait a minute, I'm going to let Goliath brothers come. I'm going to book a table for them. And I'm going to just try and impress them. There's nothing wrong trying to impress you guys. Come. It was just necessary. Chaperone you everything. I organize prawns for your table,
Yeah.
champagne,
Lekker.
Johnny Walker Black, everything.
Lekker.
So wow, and then there's booze there and everything. Go do all those things because you up against Tyler, you up against blah blah blah. You're not gonna be around because you yesterday's flavor. You're on your way out. You gotta. I'm saying 60. I stand no chance against Justin Bieber and what's this guy from Silk Sonic. But if I do A and B, if I do small things, I'm going to happen for the next 10, 20, as long as I want to. But you got to invest in yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And then also,
You know what I mean?
how do you how important do you think it is understanding what you want? Like in terms of because the Idols winner is maybe somebody who they used to sing in the church choir, didn't have big plans of becoming a musician, and then they get thrown into this world where they now this massive superstar, and maybe it's something they don't want. Maybe they just like singing in the choir. Whereas with you, you enjoy doing all the gigs. You enjoy the gigs more because you've invested in the gigs, you've invested in the equipment, you've invested in yourself. So there is the difference of those people who want to be the superstars versus those people who just wanna do what they love every day. So is there a difference, or where do you see yourself in that?
Let me tell you something. Sometimes winning a competition, a big competition, Idols is worldwide. You know
Yeah.
what you guys doing is worldwide. It's
Yeah.
no more those days where Gallo reigns supreme and Gallo this and Gallo this.
Yeah.
They looking as far as Lesotho and Swaziland. Those
Yeah.
days are it's all open now.
100%.
So winning those competitions is almost like an arranged marriage in some cultures.
Oof.
Arranged marriage where all the elders say, no, you gotta marry that guy.
Yeah.
And especially in the Asian cultures, you know, the Indians and so on, the Muslims and all that. You're not really in love with that guy
No.
as yet.
Yeah.
But you learn to love that guy out of respect. In a first child, second child, and then you loosen up.
Yeah.
But before you know it, your children will also be possibly involved in another arranged marriage. So you went to Idols because you felt something. You felt something. I want to sing. But
Yes.
now the promo side might not be your thing.
Yeah.
That's when you need to find someone. Say, I'm gonna phone those Goliath guys. Maybe they know someone who can help
Yeah.
me with
Yeah.
the marketing and
Yes.
stuff.
With the business of
with
the
the
art.
business
Yeah.
side. But
Finding
but
the
you
right
still
people.
have that talent.
100%. You can still do your thing, but let me. So I think it's crucial to know what you're not good at.
Absolutely.
Even if you've won
Fully.
through a competition. So even if you've won it through a competition, you know that you love singing. But there's so many other elements. Because I tell people, artists every day, it's 20% what you do on stage.
Yeah.
80% happens off stage, if
It's-
not
it's-
more at the moment.
It's not always about talent. I'm a guitar player and I love jazz and fusion and all that stuff. So we always debate to say between Carlos Santana and George Benson,
Yeah.
who's the best? Nah, man, that's a weak comparison. Obvious is George Benson. I said, who's the most marketable? I said Santana. He does stadiums.
That's it.
He's won 9
That's
Grammys. Or Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton is an average guitar player, but he's bigger than George Benson.
Yeah.
I said it's not about talent. It's how much you want it.
Ooh.
It's how much every day you want it, and because talent is overrated. And another thing about talent is you become despondent and you tell yourself, I'm better than everybody else.
Entitlement.
Yeah, I'm better than
Entitlement.
everybody else. When you work hard, you'll always have those aches and stomach turns because you know that if you don't occupy that slot now,
Yeah.
someone else will take it.
Yeah.
It's that thing that in you that you must get up and want to be there.
Yeah.
I can't say, it's just this another podcast, these new things. I don't need that. I'm established. No, you're not. You're not. You got to be there. Every little exposure counts.
Yeah.
It counts.
Absolutely.
It counts. And gone out of
And
days.
more now than ever.
Of
Because
course.
it's not the 80s anymore,
Yeah,
where people
definitely.
have 2 TV stations, a very important newspaper. At the moment,
There's so much
everybody's
content.
competing. That 15 minutes of fame has never been more relevant as a statement than today. Because there's people wanting to take your spot all the time.
That's it, brother. You gotta get up. And I tell people that this guy, the other guy, he sent his wife to talk to me and said, no, this guy need more money and blah 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 blah. I said, I hear you. I said, I hear what you're saying, but does he want the more money? Does he have the goods to
Yeah.
get the more money?
Does he understand how much more money costs? Because you got to work more, you got to
Of course,
do more.
Of course, you got to commit more and get up more and take on more. And I tell my son that I said never. He's a DJ, and I always tell him, I said never turn down work. I said never turn down work, even if it's a small 16th birthday or what. Go and do
Go.
that gig
Yeah.
because it's an extra 1, 2 zeros more in your account.
And you never know who's going to be in the room.
Absolutely.
You never know who's going to be in
And
the
on
room.
top of that, that 16-year-old is going to become a 25-year-old that's going to have a job, and that increases
Brother,
your
that-
longevity. You've now 9 years, you've got that person.
And that 16-year-old like is now an adult,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
have kids now.
Yes.
And they say, you know what, we had such a good time with that guy.
That
Yes.
guy.
I insist, get that guy.
So I think one of the things we wanted to speak about is just the ability. I mean, 40 years of being in the industry,
44.
44 years in the industry. How
Let's
do
say
you,
40. Let's say 40 years. Maybe
Let's
making
say
me
40
sound
years.
old.
We'll
Say
round it down to 40.
years. How do you keep the passion? How do you keep the happiness inside?
Maybe
around
the
this
first
thing?
question is, does it still make you happy? Because it looks like it. Does it still make you happy? And if so, how do you keep that happiness?
Yeah, the thing is, you got to have a balance, you know. My happiness is to see others happy. That's my main thing. If once I've done that, because the more I understand now, being an adult, you know, the more I understand the balance. It's almost like just to pick on something else. It's like the war in the Middle East. It's finding that balance. That's what it's about. Because the more you read into the Old Testament and the Bible and BC and BCE and all that stuff, you realize this thing has been coming on long.
Yeah.
It's about sitting down and say, listen, we have a piece of ground that's the size of slice of a pizza.
Yeah.
How many slices do you want? And looking at, they gotta look, because they say the Middle East is a new apartheid now.
Yeah.
Where they're copying what we did. But look where we are. We sorted it out. De Klerk and them, Mandela and them. They went to the drawing board and they sorted out, sort of without violence.
But I think, so they've been trying to sort this out for a long time. And I think the painful difference of where our apartheid started ending was when the world took sanctions against those issuing apartheid.
Yeah.
And this one, the world seems to be backing those who are championing apartheid.
Yeah.
Instead of championing the victim, we are championing the issue, and it's in a world where everybody has a voice and nobody's allowed to talk.
Yeah.
So you come from a time where there were gatekeepers. You spoke about how there were record labels, and the relevance of them has not gone away, but you don't need a record label now for somebody to hear your music. You've got social media platforms, you've got streaming platforms. You can get out there. And what I find is those same platforms have created consequences and are forcing people to be silent. So I think it's a time where so many people have a voice and nobody's allowed to speak, because it's a devastating time. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like that's a separate,
that's why I said I just
conversation.
pick-
No.
Yeah.
But I'm absolutely agreeing with you, and I embrace that in terms of what it should be. And I think that sentiment of sit down, understand what slice of the pie you want, negotiate for
And
your slice
respect
of
each
the
other.
pie, and then respect the decision that you've made up front. And I think that goes a long way to ensuring happiness in many industries, not just our industry.
Many relationships,
You're
not
mentioning the
only
word
industries.
happiness.
Yes.
That's why I mentioned it. Now, I always ask God on my knees that whatever you do, God, I understand people come up to me, hey, Dr. Victor, can I have an autograph?
Yeah.
Dr. Victor, can I have a picture? But it mustn't make me ever become complacent. I think I'm better than
Yes.
because it can happen
Yeah.
quickly. So I asked God to. Why I mentioned the unrest in
Yeah.
the Middle East. God, not because clearly someone is a bully there.
Yes.
So I asked God never to make me a bully in terms of power. Because you, the two of you, the three of us, you know what is the power that we always have is a microphone.
Yes.
Because always, when you walk in a room, it's the loudest thing
100%.
than anybody else.
Our
You
voices
can
are
all
the
tell
loudest.
people, shut up and listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta have this instrument and use it responsibly, because with greater power comes great responsibilities. So the thing I asked, my common ground of happiness is always to find out, my bro, what gaan aan? Why you've gone into your shell now? What is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it money? Is it what? Or don't you sing enough songs? Then we sit down, we go for a coffee, and we talk about it, and then trying to resolve it. But I also do realize, as I'm getting older, not everybody necessarily wants peace.
Yeah.
Oof.
So sometimes be careful who you let on your ship, because some people will capsize, or will like the Titanic. They'll steer the ship in the wrong direction because they want leadership. So I also understand those things because I've dealt with those things in the past. So I'll quickly see, this can be salvaged or it can't be salvaged. This person wants more.
Yes.
They want more than what we're putting on the table now.
Yeah.
And then you just shake hands and say, sorry, listen,
It's not worth it.
it's not going to happen, but I'd rather sing a happy note, and people
Yeah.
say, yeah, you're selling out. I say, it's cool, man. I'm selling
But
out
it's
all
not
the
for
way.
you.
Yeah.
You the
Because it's for
5%.
you. It's-
Yeah.
If you're
it's
saying that
for
you the
you.
5%, I'm not
I'm
worried.
happy with that, and I understand it, and that's my music. If you want to be happy for the rest, I'm silly. It's fine. My children, they're happy to see me. Daddy. They carry when they were little,
Yeah.
helping with the packets.
Yeah.
And I put them in primary school, high school, and then they go to varsity, whatever. Those are my aspirations and my dreams. If you want to see the world burn, I'm out. I'm not going to go with you.
Ugh.
So that's my
I
inner,
love that. I
inner
love
happiness.
that. I
I
love
want
that
to
so
see
much.
people happy. And man, with Julius and fighting with the ANC, they on another vibe, all of them, and politicians. I don't understand it, man. You all, Patrice Motsepe, Cyril, there's a rumor that they're all billionaires. Hello, just build a power station so the lights can
Yeah.
stay on, and then charge us all and bill us. Build something that will all benefit, and then build something, then later on charge us, and you'll make your money again.
Firstly, I 100% agree. And secondly, I want to just quantify, because you've said a lot of important things there. And I'm gonna try and put them in terms that my brain is going to remember those things. The most important thing about your happiness is you've got to be very clear about what makes you happy, and you must take responsibility and ownership for that happiness. So, for example, you said that you are very clear in terms of what type of music you want to make. You're very clear in terms of who you're making that music for, and therefore the opinion of those who are not part of that first two doesn't make you change what you're doing.
No.
Because you're doing it for you. The second thing you said is be careful who you allow at your table, into your space, into
your
your
ship.
energy, into your business, on your ship. Because if you are bringing an energy into your business that is not reflective of your energy, your purpose, and what you are going for, that's where things start to erode. We've got a little kind of wrap-up question that we ask in terms of the happiness index. So we call it the Goliath Happiness Index, and it's a simple process of 1 being very low, 5 being very high, and we ask you three basic questions. The first one is are you happy? 1 to 5. The second one is, are you optimistic about, and I think you've answered that, but I want the articulation in terms of, are you optimistic about the next 10 years and the future of Dr. Victor? And I think the last one, Nick, you've got to remind me. So the last one is are you optimistic? But the second one is, have you accepted who you are, where you are, what you are, why you are? Because I think a lot of people go through life after a 40-plus year career and are frustrated by where they are, blame other people for where they are, don't take ownership of where they are. So number one, are you happy? Number two, have you accepted? So, and it's all just 1 to 5 in terms of where you are on your scale. And the last one is, how optimistic are you about happiness in the future? So number one,
Okay.
are you happy?
You must ask them
Yeah.
to
Are
me.
you
Yeah.
are you happy?
1 to
Goliath
5.
Happiness Index with Dr. Victor. Are you currently happy? How happy are you on a scale of 1 to 5?
It's a 5. I'm happy where I am in life, and I'm happy with life as a whole, and I'm happy, very happy. That's a 5.
That's a
So
5.
there was, what was the second one?
The second one was on the scale of acceptance, because we believe that acceptance and gratitude are the foundations for happiness. You first have to accept what's happened, what's happening, where you are right now, who you are right now. Because too many people say, I'm going to be happy when, I'm going to be happy if, I'm going to be happy, you know.
When
So
I
when
win the lotto.
when I win the lotto, when I'm out of debt, when I have a bigger house, when I'm in a relationship, when I'm out of a relationship.
can afford
And
a
our
new
belief
car.
is, if you can't find your happiness where your feet are right now, what makes you think that happiness is waiting for you down the road? And the key to that is acceptance. So in terms of accepting you, your career, your family, the way it's all worked out, where are you in terms of 1 to 5 of accepting where and who you are?
I'm very happy, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. You know, I've been married 36 years now.
Yeah.
I'm very happy where I am. I'm not rich, but I have a roof over my head. I have something to eat,
You rich?
and yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean,
No,
financially.
I'm saying
Yeah.
I hear you.
But that, I think it's never been my goal, you know, to have lots of money and things. You know, I contribute as a human being in my community. I contribute, and and I'm happy, and I have no regrets so far for the past 40 years. Yes, would I repeat the same things that I did? I probably would, you know. And I would say, like I said, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I don't think I'm a bad person. I don't think I'm a selfish person. I still want to help, but just to I do understand not everybody wants the same thing. Some people want to go to war,
Yeah.
and I'm not that kind of person. You know, I just need, you know, maybe it's an unrealistic world that somewhere in my head that where we all get along and say, hey, hello, how was your day? It's a beautiful day, and not everybody wants it, but it's fine. That's them. I'm happy. I'm happy, and I'm very positive that in the next 10 years, yeah, we're all getting older. Everybody, even
Yeah.
the children, you know, we're all getting older, but with the gift that God gave me and the talents that He's given me, I think I've made Him proud so far, you know, and I represented Him well, and I haven't made a mockery of myself in public. I carry myself well. I'm
Yeah.
not a stiff guy, you know. I have many faults. I'm not perfect, but you know, I try to be respectable of other people, and I'm happy. I'm happy
Yeah.
with the outcome.
I think you've answered all three of them.
Yeah.
5. And if I may, and if I may speak on behalf of Nicholas and I, we still get nervous when we're going to be in your presence. We still get excited by the fact that we're going to see Dr. Victor today. Whether it's at an event that we're attending as the public, whether it's an event that we are hosting, we are still so proud to see you, to celebrate your music, to listen. I hope you know that, especially for, I think, a generation like ours, and maybe 10 years plus, and even 10 years behind, the impact that you've made and the legacy that you've created. We are proud to be in your presence, proud to say that we know you, and even prouder of your art. You, sir, are one of the greats and will forever go down as such in our book.
You know, we we don't want to speak about ourselves, but the truth is, if we don't encourage each other
Yeah.
as a people and as a community, then it's not going to happen in the
True
UK
story.
or in America or elsewhere. The thing is, I watch all your videos. I watch you on YouTube. Sometimes I'm very fortunate and lucky when we're on a double bill, and I see what you're trying to achieve, and I see where you're going, and I'm proud of my people, and I'm proud of you guys, your achievements, and how you carry yourself, and I see me in you.
Oh,
I see me in you, and that's all. To me, I couldn't have been prouder of your family. There's another brother in it.
Donovan, yeah.
That's it. So I couldn't have been prouder of what you guys are doing, and it's all about carry yourself well out there, man, in public. It's not a difficult thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Carry yourself well, and you guys are funny. You're entrepreneurs. You're the whole package. You're the whole package. And I was telling another friend, he's my ex-keyboard player, I said, I'm looking for someone, a little me, who would come to me and say, hey, my nickname is Maviga.
Yeah.
Hey, Maviga, you know, what are you doing there? And sometimes people are so uninterested, you know.
Yeah.
They want something. But often we don't understand how that bottle of water got on the table.
Yeah.
There's people who are thirsty right now, and yet we're taking that bottle of water for granted. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta understand and be grateful for what you have, and be grateful for getting up and breathing clean air.
That's it.
I lost a couple of friends during COVID, and I had COVID twice, and yet here I'm sitting, and I gotta say how fortunate I am, and thanks God, and maybe God has another plan, a bigger plan. Listen, young man, I'm not done with you.
Yeah.
You gotta still do this and do that, and I'm happy to carry that with pride and say, God, what's next? What else can I do? And for me, when I look at you guys, and I see, there's guys now, they're not waiting for a phone call from the SABC. Come on, guys, who waiting for the phone to ring? You gotta get up
Gotta
and
dala.
do it for yourself.
Dala
You gotta
what you must.
Make
dala
the phone
brothers.
calls.
We
Dala
say it,
what
Dala
you
brothers.
must.
Yeah.
So let us end with this. The new song is yourself, the
And
legendary Done. Do we have a name yet? This will come out, I'm sure, after the song has been
I'll
released.
send it to you as a
Okay,
surprise.
so you'll
But
send
you
it to us to a surprise, but look it out. A new chart stopper, proving that age is a number and a system that you can choose or choose not to subscribe to. But if you continue being passionate, you continue to feed that passion, and you continue to show up and deliver to an audience because of the passion, not because of the paycheck. The paychecks will become a byproduct, and the happiness will be there forever.
Absolutely.
Dr. Victor, we see you, we salute you. I can't thank you enough for your time, sir.
Thanks for having me.
And I can't wait for the next 10 years of Dr. Vic. Let's see what
It's gonna
happens.
be amazing.
You know, this interview wouldn't have been as nice without the nerves.
Yes.
Most definitely. The nerves have to be there.
Oh, of course, man. You know,
Yeah.
very spontaneous. Thank you so much. God
I
bless
love
you
it.
guys. Thank
Amen.
you.
And you
Thank
too.
you.
And yeah, that's it. Nick, you want to wrap us up?
No, I was going to say, like, my takeaway is understand the cost of what you want in life.
Be responsible.
Yeah.
Understand? Yeah, and it's not a financial cost. It's
Effort.
sacrifice time,
What are you-
sacrifice effort.
What are you willing
Do
to
the small
give?
gigs.
What are you willing to give to get what you want?
Yeah.
And as we're playing out, you know, I just want to say, this program is about happiness. I always ask people, yeah, you know, this song didn't, because he made me do this, and we always blame apartheid, and we say, yeah, you know, this song could have been much better, but that white guy said I must do the chorus like this. I said, you know, why didn't you? I think Mandela has a quote. I'm going to blur it a little bit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think the quote that he says, no man will you got to take responsibility. Nothing in your life will happen without your permission.
Yes.
So you can always come back and say, hold it, I'm not happy with that. You can always come back.
100%.
You know? So I told you earlier, I'm exactly in the right chair. Check how nice I'm chilling, we're chilling in this chair, I wish I could take the chair with me. But I'm just chilling. I'm so happy to be here. It's a beautiful day. We won the rugby. The cricket is doing well. We are happy. I'm here with my friends, with the Goliath brothers. It's all happiness, man. Happiness, man. You gotta. Nothing in life comes easy. You just gotta work. If it comes easy, easy come, easy go. You gotta just push on, work hard. And for once in our lives, take responsibility out there.
Yeah.
I always tell my team, I said, yeah, I said, jy het 'n bietjie vals gesing na my broek. Jy hoor hy tweede. Jy het 'n bietjie vals gesing in hy tweede vers. Ja, man, jy sê ek het nie ek my in-ears met die ek het nie I didn't hear myself nicely. And that monitor was I said, what, hold it. My responsibility.
Take ownership.
You
You sang falsely. I because you heard it too.
Yeah,
As a
that's
singer,
it.
You know.
That's
as a
what I'm
singer,
saying.
you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Then go, hey, sorry, I was a bit off. But the second you start blaming in-ear packs, then I go, but you had the sound check. You were there
Yeah.
during the
Of
rehearsal.
course.
You kept quiet. In fact, you were the one that said, I think we've done enough now, guys. I want to go and have a cup of tea, or I want to
Yeah.
get off stage. I don't want to work anymore. Then it's that guy that makes the excuses. But if more people understood that simple thing of ownership, because if you don't own it, you don't fix it.
That's it.
If you keep blaming other people, other things,
It's like the word now that goes around South Africa, with all the politicians. Apartheid did that. Apartheid. It's okay.
so how long are we going to blame apartheid?
Yes, it's okay. But look at those boys now.
Yeah,
Those rugby boys. They're just playing,
that's
Yeah.
it.
and they really want it. And you know what Sia Kolisi said? If we can get this trophy, will be so nice for the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bigger than rugby.
He's not thinking about himself.
And he also said, look at what happens when we put our differences aside and work towards a common goal. We are
Towards diversity.
unstoppable.
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 Now, check, let's hold hands, man. Hold your hand, man. It's a powerful thing that Sia said.
Come on.
We can do because we nearly have similar problems like the USA.
Yeah.
There's Puerto Ricans,
Yeah.
there's Mexicans,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's the Irish, there's
Yeah.
the Greeks, there's the
Yeah.
Jews. But for
a
some
melting
reason,
pot.
they've made it work. They have their problems. Now, if South Africa don't find that sweet spot where the Indians can work together, the colors, the Chinese, the blah, 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 blah. We gotta, if you can't, just forget about that word rainbow because it's not gonna work. You can't take out a color out of a rainbow and say it's a rainbow. You gotta find a common ground to let everybody work, and that's the only way we can fix this country, because Mandela and the elders understood it. Governor Mbeki, Owar Tambo, Susulu, they understood it. When they were on Robben Island, they said, first thing Mandela did, he came out, they hired that lady,
Yeah.
Lagrange,
Yeah,
white
yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
The guy who locked him up every day, he said, "You on my team." He didn't say, "Listen, the first thing I'm gonna hang you when I come out."
No.
No.
You can't.
See,
You
find
can't
the
say
right
that
people
guy
to
was
do the
stupid,
right
man.
things.
Come on. We have to
See
work
past
together,
it.
but as you said, we're not politicians.
And I think if we were, the country would be in a much better place. We had David O'Sullivan on the podcast in one of the earlier episodes, or maybe he's still coming. Who knows what the sequence will be? But he's just written the Rassie Erasmus book, Rassie.
Yeah.
And he shared such an interesting thing off mic with me. He said, he asked Rassie, like many people have asked and assumed, was Sia Kolisi a token pick? Was he a quota system
Yeah,
pick?
yeah.
And Rassie laughed at him and said, hey man, I sorted that out a long time ago and I didn't even realize what I was doing. And he said, what do you mean? And he said, when Rassie came in all those years ago and he realized that the quota systems were going to be an issue, he said, called in all the scouts from all the leagues. So from high school, varsity leagues, and the top leagues in the country, called all the scouts in and he said, cool, previously we would scout per region 2 key players that we would feed per position per region. And he said, all I want you to do from today on is if those two key players are not players of color, then find the two best players of color in those regions and give them the same energy and grow them into the pool. And he said what that did was, when he now looks at a squad, he never has to think about quotas, because generally the best man for the job, after he's filled all the positions, you end up with a diverse squad, because instead of starting to implement a quota system at a national level from a team point of view, he started it from a schools level, just so that you're putting the same amount of investment into everybody.
Because by then, colors off the table.
100%. And he says now, the people you see in the squad, whether on the bench, whether on the field, all of those players are the best man for the job, because he created a pool,
And on top
not of one color, but the pool is diverse.
Yeah, well researched.
The pool is diverse, and that's made the difference. And I'm like, if we can start that, for example, with bursary programs, business programs, entrepreneurial programs, in terms of going down a little bit lower in the ranks when we start scouting, when we start investing, and just making sure that we're fixing the anomalies of the past, I think we blame the past less. But that is our time. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much.
Are we happy? Yes.
All day,
Very
every day.
happy. We are the world champs, and we're happy.
Hey!
Making our
Go
music.
Bokke!
Hey!
Then we're sitting on the couch, and we.
That's his work.
This
No,
is
this is work.
We've done
Thank you
it.
so much for having
done
me.
it.
Really appreciate it, guys.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate you,
everything.
and like I said, we wish you nothing but the best. May the
Thank you,
hits
sir.
keep coming. May the best be ahead of you. I like
Please
that.
This,
send
and this
Uncle
mic stand
Godfrey.
held nicely.
Now listen,
Yeah,
you
no,
engineered
we saw
it.
you- we saw you
couldn't sort that
operating
thing
with
out.
the-
You engineered that
Yeah,
mic.
yeah,
That was some old school. The lighties couldn't sort it out. It is what it is.
Thank you
They
so
know
much.
You see,
themselves.
these are the lights that you're talking about that you want to come and
Check
ask
is about
for help.
stance. It's about stance. Eh?
Nah, I
That's
see.
what it
I
is.
see.
Body language.
Thank you so much. Eh?